Liptons. So I wanted to come in here and I apologize for my voice, y'all, but anytime there is a midwinter break, anytime when there's a break coming, I always get sick. So I apologize if my voice sounds a mess. But I wanted to talk about a few things, just a few topics. So I did watch the America's Next Top Model documentary. I didn't finish it. I'm at the last episode, episode 3. I'm like towards like the middle end of episode 3. So, but I have some thoughts for the America's Next Top Model Netflix documentary. Next, I'm gonna talk about this picture with the drama with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. Then we're gonna talk about Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers at this point, I'm at the point now where I feel like they're just y'all know that commercial with the $1 bill and the old man, he had it on the fishing hook. It was like, oh, you almost got it. You gotta be quicker than that. That's what this is giving me. And it's pissing me off now. It's really, really pissing me off. So, and then lastly, we're gonna talk about this dystopian situation with Mark Zuckerberg and quote unquote Meta, aka Facebook, and what they're trying to do. So before I continue on with this video, please subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 2,000 subscribers. Please like the video, okay? And if y'all watch any of my previous videos, which I talk about different pop culture things, please put a like on those videos as well so that it can help with the algorithm, okay? So first, let's talk about Tyra. Listen, I want to be honest with you, and I said this on Threads. I don't know why Tyra agreed to do this documentary. Like, and it's not just her. It's like even Ken Mock. Like, I just, to me personally, this did not make her look good. Like, to me, I was actually going into this documentary wanting to defend Tyra because I feel like prior to this documentary dropping, I felt like there was this kind of like hate train thing that was going on with Tyra Banks, and like people were kind of judging her and you know, criticizing her for things with the like a 2025 or 2026 hindsight lens, where compared to like the early 2000s, because this show came out what, 2002, 2003, like times were different. Like people were stupid as fuck back then. It was ignorant, it was arrogance over there. So it's like I think that we were, to me personally, I felt like at the time, you know, before this documentary, before this thing was even a project, I was like, yo, like, did I like some of the blackface stuff and the yelling and all that stuff that was happening on the show? No, but at the end of the day, I knew that at that time, that's what the whole skinny thing, and like, I just knew that's what it was back then. That's what, those were the standards back then. Those were the beauty stuff. Those were the contract. Like, I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna judge her for shit that happened back then and the show. But now watching this documentary, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, Tyra does not look good. And I also mean that physically too, because I'm sorry, y'all, the lighting in this documentary is horrible. I don't like the way how they filmed the people in this documentary, because you can see their pores through the make. It just, they look crazy. Like when you see Tyra, when you see Miss J and Lady J, they look crazy. Like some of the lighting in the fucking studio when they were filming this, y'all did a horrible job, because like you can see all their pores, the makeup and stuff. It just, ugh, it looked like they're melting almost. So yeah, they look terrible physically, but also just in general, like this was not good. I'm sorry, like, and I can't even go on some like defense stuff for Tyra, because some essay, you know, essay assault, you know, S assault happened on America's Next Top Model. You had S harassment happen on America's Next Top Model. You had like people getting sick left and right. I mean, a part of me wants to be like, okay, well, at that time, it was, you know, even the real supermodels at the time were probably also getting sick too. So it is what it is. You know, The fat shaming thing, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Obviously, in hindsight, it looks bad. But can we be honest? Back then, we were all fat shaming. To me personally, I felt like the most egregious and the most horrific thing that came out of this documentary was the SA and the SH. Okay, so the S assault and the S harassment, personally for me. And I think that Tyra took no accountability because like she kept saying that, oh, that was there was sometimes that she would say, oh, that's on production. Oh, it's on production or it's on creative. But I'm like, weren't you like the executive producer of the show? So it's like you be telling me you agree, first of all, you agreed to have that filmed. Because doesn't the buck also stop with you? So it's like you agreed to have that filmed. You filmed the whole assault, played half of it on TV. So it's just like, it made it seem as if the girl cheated on her boyfriend. And then y'all recorded the girl. It's just, what's her name? Shandy? That was the model. Shandy. Like, Shandy, she was working at Walgreens. She did it, she didn't want to model, but she was just like, let me just do it because I'm tall, whatever. She went in, she thought that she was really going to win, but then when they went to Milan, like, I don't know why they did this. I don't know why they did this. This is so horrific. But, like, they said that, oh, can we bring the male models to kind of, like, conversate with y'all and kind of collude with y'all, whatever. And then it came to a point where Shandy was drinking. She was drinking. And then the guy from Milan SA'd her on camera. And then they made it seem as if she cheated. And the thing is, I think at the time, Shandy didn't think, because she was like, oh, I kept blacking out. And then I felt like, and I woke up and I kept blacking out. So she was SA'd. Let's be very clear. She was SA'd. But I think for TV, she had to make it seem as if, oh, it was cheating. Or maybe she didn't have the language at that time to say like, oh, this was essential, maybe a little bit later in life. But that was crazy. And then, that whole scene, I don't know why I don't remember, because, I was young when I was watching America's Next Top Model. But, like, that scene where Tyra came, oh, I always felt like, where Tyra came in and was talking to her about, oh, did you cheat? Well, it's okay. Mistakes happen. You want to send that. And I'm like, okay. And then Tyra then invited her onto the show, onto the Tyra Banks show. And we showed the footage. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I can't. And then we get to Kenya with the S harassment. Kenya like right then and there at that time, I'm forgetting the year that it happened. She told Jay, listen, this man is making me feel uncomfortable. Like, it's just, he's moaning in my ear. Like, I can't deal with it. And basically they told her, listen, like, you gotta push through this. Like, we gotta get through the shoot. And, oh my God. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't want to play devil's advocate. I think, like, the awareness that people have now when it comes to, like, sexual harassment and, like, sexual harassment in the workplace and that sort of thing, it's way more prevalent. Like, and I don't want to make excuses because it was wrong back then. It was wrong. But it's like, I feel like it's a lot more prevalent now. Like, companies and that sort of thing, like, they have way more trainings and, like, people are trained for it now compared to, like, how it was mandatory back then. I mean, now, sorry, it was mandatory now to have the SA trainings, have the harassment trainings, have this training. How does this look like in the workforce? Compared to, like, in the early 2000s where, I think they'll mention it, but it's like, it was given, like, do what y'all gotta do, get your job, get your coins, and go home kind of thing. And I felt so bad for Kenya because she also told Tyra and the judges on the panel, and they were like, And I get what Tyra was trying to say, like, oh, you know, you need to stop. Oh, yeah, you need to back up, like, you know, wanting her to like stand up for herself in that moment. I get it, but at the same time, like, she's under y'all protection. Like, she's under y'all production team. Production should have shot that down right away. So I just feel like this looked really, really bad. And I felt like they kind of glossed over Shandy's essay. And Tyra tried to say, did she try to push the blame on Shandy's essay onto Ken Mock? And I was just like, because Tyra didn't want to take no accountability for that. And Ken Mock, he took accountability for the shoot with the, when they had to do a photo shoot on like violence, crimes against humanity kind of thing. And then Ken Mock was like, you know, I take accountability for that because it looked like real glamorizing violence, especially violence against women, which, you know, I appreciated that he took accountability for that. But it's just like, this was not good. Like, this documentary did not make Tyra, hell, even the judge, I'm sorry, like, Janice Dickinson, yo, she's lucky she's not on this documentary. She was so, and that's the part too where I don't understand. Like, cause Janice Dickinson will say, "Oh, she's fat, she's fat, she's fat. You look like you got a penis. You fat." Like, just going and listen. In a way, it's like, and from that standpoint, I can't even really be. So I could be angry now, but I can't be angry for back then because people. That's how the fashion. Can we be honest? That's how the fashion industry was. They wanted you thin. They wanted you a size 2 or even 0. That's what they wanted. But I will say this, it's like, and one of the girls on the documentary, she made a lot of sense. She was saying that, you know, Tyra, like, she also went through these, like, fat shaming, body shaming things, and then she'll perpetuate it onto the show. So it's like, but, like, she'll call certain girls, you know, fat, and then it's like Tyra Banks will go on her show, the Tyra Banks show, and say that if you can't handle my curves, if you can't handle, then you can kiss my 8. And it's like, girl, so which one is it? Do you want the girls curvy or do you want the girls skinny? Which one is? And I felt, and that's how it truly felt. Like, I felt to me that Tyra, but then again, you know, the judges had their own thing, were kind of, and I think that she was trying to show like a reality standpoint. Like, yes, I don't like the fact that the fashion industry is a body shaming industry, that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, you're still trying to get into the fashion industry right now, and these are the expectations that they want. And I think at that point in time, Tyra wasn't really modeling like that. You know, especially when they were talking to Kenya. I'm forgetting what cycle it was. I think it was cycle 5. I don't know if Tyra stopped modeling completely, but she, you know, like, there's a part of me that feels like, okay, like, she wanted to have her curves and that sort of thing, but it's like, this is still the fashion industry. They still want their skinny models, you know? So it's like, I see both sides of it, but at the same time, it's like, it look great. And then the whole teeth situation. Oh my God. I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, but then again, after hearing what happened to her and like it messed her up, that's the thing. Y'all should do some follow up orthodontist. And I've been to the orthodontist, so it's like, I know what the follow ups mean. Like, you gotta do a follow up with the orthodontist. So the fact that they didn't follow up after they took out them snaggle tools. Listen, I'm not mad at them taking out those snaggle tools. It needed to be removed. I'm sorry, I'm one of those people. The snaggle tools needed to be removed, but y'all need to do some follow ups. What the hell y'all having that girl take it? And that's major surgery. So y'all just made her take out the snaggle tube. It's like, okay, I'm cool with that, but what's next? You know, so it's like, that was crazy. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The gap thing kind of like bothered me with Danny, because I also have a gap, and I know back then, like, gaps were not seen as like very beautiful until like years later, especially like in my culture, I found out that like having a gap is very, very beautiful. And like when you have a gap, especially in different like Eastern cultures, like they really find the women to be very attractive. And that's how I learned to accept my gap. So like to see that Danny was kind of forced, well, I mean, highly, 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 highly pressured. Also, she was going to be sent home to close that gap. It sucks. And then only for like a few cycles later, that one of the white girls, they said that, oh, we're gonna widen that gap. So it's like, y'all, and I get it. Beauty standards change in the fashion industry. They change all the time. But it's just like that was some BS. That was some BS. So this documentary, if I'm gonna be honest, this did not make sense. And Tara was trying to make herself seem like she looked good. This was not good. This was not good. And I'm at the part where in the last episode where it leaked that Nigel, Jay, and Miss J got released because they no longer wanted them. They wanted to kind of cut the fat out. So I'm at that part, and I did see the clip where Miss J had a stroke and he's in a wheelchair, and so and then on top of that, also when I wrote this on Threads, someone replied back to me because I was like, oh, why did Tyra Banks agree to this documentary? Someone replied back saying that, oh, because she's coming out with Cycle 12, and I'm like, wait a minute. Tyra Banks is coming out with another America's Next Top Model. Yeah, I'm good, love. I'm good. I mean, it's not the same. Because, can we be honest? For all of it, of course, it was more entertaining back then. We're not going to do this, like, I'm kind of over it. So, like, that is crazy. I mean, you could have done this without having to do this document. This document did not make her look good at all. At all. So, I don't know, y'all. Y'all guys could go watch it. It's on Netflix. I think it's number 1 on Netflix, and it was trending on Twitter. So yeah, it's no bueno. It's no bueno. So, next, listen. Robert Pattinson looks a mess. Like, they have been doing a lot of promo for this movie, the drama. Here's the thing. I really, really like Zendaya. Like, she's such a fashion girl. And there's a part of me that feels like Zendaya wants to kind of prove herself, I guess you can say. And, she's mostly been in these big franchise films. Spider-Man, Dune. But it seems like, big fat Euphoria. Like, it's with different characters. But it's like, we never really got to see Zendaya. I mean, I did watch that Netflix movie that she did with, I'm forgetting the name of it, that she did with Malcolm and Marie. That's what it was called. That she did with Denzel Washington's son. And I thought that it was okay. I didn't really think too much of it. I didn't actually go back and watch it. Because I thought that was kind of giving me like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf light. And I want this movie to do well. I think that Zendaya, I want to see her, like, especially with this kind of film, where it's just her and her co-star, to kind of see how her acting chops have progressed, I think that Zendaya knows how to pick up. That's one thing about Zendaya. She knows how to pick up projects. Where I feel like there's no shade. Tom Holland is kind of struggling when it comes to that. So, like, Zendaya knows how not to be typecast. But, yeah, like, I think that, like, there is this conversation about, like, Zendaya not really being a phenomenal, like, she's a good actor, but she's not a phenomenal actress. And I would like to be proven wrong. I hope that this movie, kind of proves the haters wrong in that situation. I always thought Zendaya was good. I never thought that she was great as an actress. So, I do want her to start doing, like, these individual, like, one co-star role compared to like big franchise roles, so that we can mostly see her and her acting chops. Which I think, because like if you look at someone like a Mia Goth, that girl can act. Okay, I gotta give her 10 with 10 are due. So it's like, do I put Zendaya on a Mia Goth level? No, no, and I want her to get on that level. Acting wise, I need her to get on the. She's been in this industry way too long to not be on a Mia Goth level of acting. So I want to see something for the drama movie, whatever, when it gets released. But yeah, this is giving me freaking, this photo shoot looks a mess. Like, it's giving me Ed Gein. Like, I don't know if y'all watched that Ryan Murphy series of Ed Gein. Like, this is giving me Ed Gein, child, the serial killer. Like, Robert Pattinson looks a mess. They look a hot mess. I know, yeah, people are gonna be like, oh, you don't understand the artistic. Nah, he look a mess. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, you guys tell me if you guys are looking forward to watching the drama. Listen, I'm so over this. I feel like I did 3 videos talking about this. At this point, and this is why, and I will say, this section and the last section with these companies, and I keep saying this. At what point is there too much? Like, how much money is too much money? How much money is too much money? Because I've said this before. I personally don't feel like Warner Brothers should have ever sold their company. They should have kept it as it is. Leave it as it is. There was nothing wrong. You were making money. You have the Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon stuff. You have the DC is coming back up with James Gunn at the head of that. The fans are starting to fall in love with the content that is out there. So I don't see the purpose of selling. And on top of that, I'm totally against monopolies, period. But I was like, if you are gonna sell and Netflix won that bidding war, let Netflix fucking have it. But Paramount, being the Zionist victim whining babies that they are, they have to go tap into their Middle Eastern friends, Saudi and them, to kind of tap in, because they knew that they didn't have all the money. So now Warner Brothers is opening up talks of a possible bid. And I feel like, let me just say this. If Paramount wins this, y'all, it is over. And I don't care if Paramount is willing to have the movie theaters open for if Paramount wins this bid, if Warner cuts the deal with Paramount, it is over. Media is over. CNN, all that stuff. Ain't not watching CNN anymore. But still, CNN, our movies are going to be full propaganda. Nothing but Zionist, Israeli loving propaganda all throughout our movies. Brainwashing our kids. Listen, the society's already brainwashed as it is. The society is already brainwashed. The whole allegiance to isn't real. The whole, ads trying to compare black and Jewish experiences together with the ads for this. So the propaganda is already happening, but if Paramount gets it's so done, like y'all don't even understand what's gonna come down the pipe. TikTok is a mess. If you guys think TikTok was just the water in the park for how Larry Ellison destroyed that app. If they get Warner Brothers, it is done. It's done. And I get it. Netflix has its problems. I have my issues with Netflix. But it will be a lesser of two evils to go with Netflix. We can push Netflix to having a bigger release than 45 days. I don't know why whatever his name is, Sarianos keeps talking about 45. If you don't open that thing up for like 3 months and stop playing with me, we can push him to do that. But if this goes to Paramount, it's not going to be good. We are going to be we already propagandized as it is. It's going to be full-fledged. We're not going to have any our freedom of speech. Like, everything is going down the drain. And if they get this, it's hanging a flat screen. We ain't going to get... We at this point, we might as well be nomads. And giving our phones, giving our laptops, because if they get this, it's gonna be done. It's gonna be done. So yeah, I better hope and pray Netflix gets this bid. And they don't sell it to the Ellisons and the Saudis and the UAE and all those, bloodthirsty countries over there with the little blood on their hands. Speaking of blood on their hands. And there's the last topic. So, Mark Zuckerberg. This is so dystopian. And at this point, it's like, something needs to be done with these billionaires at this point. Something needs to be done. The Ellisons, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Robert Kraft. I'm missing more people. Bill Gates. Who else? Something needs to be done. Peter Thiel. Something, and y'all can take that for what y'all will when I say something needs to be done. Y'all can take that for what y'all will. These billionaires need to be dealt with expeditiously. Because I don't understand how... Oh, who's the other one? Sam Altman, whatever, the one that's head of OpenAI. You talking about some designed to simulate a user's late social media activity, including ability to continue posting after the user's death. So they want to keep monetizing off of the posts after someone passes away. That is dystopian. It's inhumane at that. And I keep saying this. How much money is too much money? Mark Zuckerberg has billions. And I keep saying this. He can die, forget 10 times over, 20 times over, and he will still be rich. Why do you need... Y'all need to suck up every little... every little thing? And it's quite blatant at this point. These billionaires, they don't care about nobody but themselves and feeding their own egos. You have these AI data centers literally taking up all the electricity, our water, hiking up the electricity bills due to their data centers. And it's destroying whole communities, especially vulnerable, marginalized communities. You have some of these billionaires in the freaking Epstein files. Elon Musk, Bill Gates. Like, what are we doing here? I keep saying this, like, this is why, to me personally, and I'm gonna go obviously religious here, and I'm gonna end the video. This is why I have to believe in a God, and I have to believe in a heaven and a hell, because I feel like the people like this, these billionaires, these greedy people who have this much money And instead of helping their communities, their societies to progress, they want to hoard of that wealth to all themselves. Instead of them, and they can see, they know, they see the homeless person on the street. They see the healthcare premium spiking. They know that their data centers are taking up the electricity, hiking up the working people's electricity bills, and taking their water. But this is why I have to believe in a God. This is why I have to believe in a heaven and a hell. Because you can't tell me that these people, because we all have a time. We all gonna, our clocks are all ticking. So there gotta be something for you once you hit that ground. And I truly believe it. I truly believe that these greedy billionaires who don't bring nothing to society but chaos and menacing behavior, I believe they belong in the depths of hell. Period. So that's the only thing that makes me sleep well at night, knowing that people like this, Mark Zuckerberg, there's something for you afterwards. The Jeff Bezos of the world, union busting his workers. Elon Musk, the same thing, union busting in the Epstein files. I literally saw a post after the Super Bowl where they were talking about like 500 private jets left the Bay Area or something like that during the Super Bowl. What do y'all think that's causing? All kinds of climate change, climate issues. Either way, that's just my thoughts on that. But you guys tell me how you guys feel about this in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 2,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.